Okay, so I have made it home in a Mercedes E220, which, after a few attempts, I managed to start. No, I didn't get it fixed, actually. You are perfectly correct. There are still problems. So, according to Mercedes-Benz of Cheltenham and Gloucester, the issue with me having problems starting the car, which began when I got messages on my dashboard saying the AdBlue needs topping up and your car will not allow you to drive in 400 miles on a countdown. I think it was about 370 by the time I got there. On that message, my car erratically sort of wasn't starting quite so well. But after I'd taken the car in and been told that there was a NOx sensor issue and they'd replaced the NOx sensor and charged me £749, and I'd spent a couple of weeks spatting email forward and back to Mercedes, telling them that the Mercedes app had a message on it saying there was a recall on my car based on the VIN number. That's the vehicle identification number. That's the actual vehicle, not just the make and model, but the actual vehicle. I told Mercedes on my Mercedes Me app, my customer portal, it says that there is indeed a need for the NOx sensor to have been replaced, which is what you have done. But it also says at Mercedes cost. And yet I have a bill for £749. And of course, I had also had to pay for 2 MOTs that I had failed twice because of this problem. I could also add in, the petrol and the angst and the stress of having twice to go and get dog sitters and make arrangements to take time off staff and go to an MOT garage and wait around for 2 MOTs to be done, both of which failed because of a light on my Mercedes dashboard, all caused by a faulty NOx sensor. But no, Mercedes-Benz have a very strange way of dealing with customer complaints. Their policy is, we are not accountable for anything. So when you make a formal customer complaint to Mercedes in the UK, they just forward the message. They probably don't even read it properly. They certainly don't look at the attachments, I have found out, because I sent plentiful attachments with plentiful evidence. They simply take the email of your formal complaint and they forward it to the local dealership near where you live. And that had happened back and forward with nobody taking any accountability for anything, basically. So today, the car was in again because I strongly believed that after the NOx sensor was replaced, this crazy problem of not being able to start my car at all had emerged. But I have just returned from that garage after having been told that I had 2 keys, one of which they believe does not work at all, despite the fact that I actually drove using it. And the other key may have a problem, they're not sure, but one of them doesn't even show on the system. It's not even programmed or attached to the car. But the problem, in their opinion, is definitely nothing to do with them having replaced the NOx sensor. But it could be the ignition coil. So they gratefully said to me, well, we can replace it. It will only be £900, probably plus labour and VAT, maybe another £1,500, maybe £2,000. I declined that kind offer and took both my potentially faulty keys and my probably very faulty Mercedes-Benz, and I've come home. Because quite frankly, I can't sit around for another 2 hours to be told that I am wrong. When I have printouts and a Mercedes portal telling me that there is an issue with my particular vehicle and that Mercedes are liable for it. So this isn't the end of the story. Oh, no. This is the beginning of the big fight back. Because I intend to ensure that when a particular individual vehicle is on a recall, that the Mercedes-Benz head office pay attention and pay back.